Okay, let's look at number 14. It is a Henderson-Hasselbalch equation of a buffering solution. So remember, you guys, a buffering solution is a weak acid solution in water. So that's going to dissociate, but then we are adding to it some of the conjugate base in the form of a salt. So in this situation, we are looking at hydrofluoric acid. So we're putting it in water and it's dissociating into the hydronium ion and F minus, which is its conjugate base. And then we've got a 0.435 molar solution of that. We are then adding to it 0.344 molar NaF. And so what we know about sodium in water is that it's super, super soluble. And so what we actually have are sodium ions, Na plus ions, and then fluoride ions, F minus ions. So ultimately, what we're doing is adding in some of this conjugate base from the very beginning. So if you guys remember, a buffering system, we have some of the weak acid and some of the weak conjugate base. And so when we add strong acid and strong base, they react. If you add a base, it's reacting with the acid. If you add an acid, it's reacting with the base. And essentially, it's going to hold the pH of the system pretty stable until you add too much acid or base and overtake. So what we're starting with is 0.435 molar of our acid, and then we're adding to it that salt, the 0.344 molar of what's going to end up being that conjugate base. So once we have those values, it's pretty simple. We're going to use the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. So that's the pH is equal to the pKa plus the log of base over acid. And we're given all of these values. So the pH is the negative log of the Ka, which is the 6.8 times 10 to the negative fourth we were given, plus the log of the base, and that's our conjugate base. So that was added with our salt, divided by the acid, which is the 0.435 molar solution of HF. So from there, it's just a math problem. Being careful with your calculators. I got a pH of 3.07. Now remember, you guys, a buffer works best right near where the pH is equal to the pKa. And then this part here, this log of 0.344 over 0.435, as we use a little bit of one, the other one adjusts. And so that's how our buffer works, by kind of keeping this variable here pretty constant. It doesn't affect our pH a ton.